tell us a little bit about, if you can, why you feel that this is a very important unit. As a nurse practitioner, as somebody who has been in the nursing field for a very long time, why vent? Why this specific discipline is so important?
Okay, this unit is extremely important. Not only because sometimes these patients are at the end stage of their lives, but that they need that support at this point when the respirations, the respiratory condition is not good, when they have multiple problems. It's very good for the community because a lot of patients do end up having to be vent dependent, and the support and the quality care that this unit provides is very important in the community.
Right, and because our community, we're suffering the comorbidities that you talked about.
And multiple comorbidities,
you know, we're
in the community.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming today and sharing your stories about the vent unit, because I'm sure someone in the community is going to hear about it and be more educated about ventilator-dependent patients and what their options are at Kingsbrook. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
I'm here with Claudine Calix, who's a respiratory therapist on Kingsbrook's vent unit. Welcome, Claudine.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. So let's talk a little bit about your role as a respiratory therapist on the vent unit. What exactly does your role consist of?
As a respiratory therapist on the vent unit, my role is to assess the patient daily for their readiness for weaning. Weaning is breathing independently without the vent.
Right. So how do you get that patient to that specific point? So how do you work with them to wean them off of the vent?
First, we will start with an ABG. And it's also important to know, if possible, the goal of the patient.
Right.
If the patient is able to talk to you, they will let you know that my goal is to celebrate my grandchild's birthday in January. So we all know that we're going to work toward that goal with the patient.
Right.
And the patient will give you the most of them. They will put a lot of effort into it. Usually, sometimes a family member can tell you that she never wanted to be on the vent. So you know it's not their preferably way of breathing. So you know that person will love to be out of the vent. So you will also work on that. You'll do an ABG, which is a blood gas. With the blood gas, it will determine where the patient is right now and what to do for them to improve. And you watch improvement, and it's great.
And do you have a mode of implementing any type of resistance, or how does that work?
Definitely. First, the patient may start breathing with the machine. The machine may start to control the patient totally.
Right.
The patient is being controlled by the machine. Then the next step will be to add resistance by allowing them to work with the machine instead of the machine working for them.
Right.
So now they're working with the machine.
Right.
And the next step will be for the patient to work by themselves.
Right. So it kind of strengthens them to that point.
Yeah, it makes them stronger. It's like exercise. The more you do the exercise, the stronger you become, the more you can do it.
Sure, sure. So talk to me a little bit about the team approach, because there seems to be a very, very comprehensive and detailed multidisciplinary team approach to the vent treatment. Talk a little bit about how you all work together.
Okay, that's what makes it possible for us to be successful in the vent unit. The team approach. We work with the pharmacist, the pulmonologist, the nurse, so we know what medication the patient is on. Maybe some medication they are on will not allow them to work hard because they're sleepy, they're tired. How was their night? You need to communicate with the nurse. We have to have great communication for this success, for the patient to do better, for the patient's safety. For example, you come, they let you know, the nurse lets you know a report about how the patient night was. So if you know that the patient did not sleep well, maybe today the patient will be less ready to work hard. So the team approach is very important, and I think that's what helps us
to have a high success
to have
rate.
this success. The team approach, the goal of the patient participate in their plan of care. They let you know. Yeah, they let you know this is what I want. The family member, all of that is part of our success.